Joining us now is Shelley Elsliger, a globally recognized LinkedIn trainer and president of a company called Linked Express. So Shelley, thank you for joining us today to give us your insights.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so briefly tell us what it means to be a LinkedIn trainer and what your values are for those who come to your workshops and the events that you host.
So what it means to be a LinkedIn trainer is that I actually work with people, work with groups, work with organizations, and help them effectively use LinkedIn as a platform. Many people are on LinkedIn, but they're not LinkedIn. What I mean by that is that they've simply cut and pasted their resume onto the LinkedIn platform and are using it as an online resume, but it was never meant to be an online resume. It's actually meant to be a networking platform. And we network with people, so there's a human aspect behind the LinkedIn profile. So how do we optimize that? And then how do we optimize the sections to build that into a story that people want to read?
Got it. So how do you build that profile to make it effective, a story that people want to engage with?
So I break up LinkedIn into the book, the most important book that you're going to read, the book of you, the story of you. I think everybody should be taking advantage of the background photo and using a photo that represents either their interests, their connection to industry, their skills, or even something that represents their brand. The next thing is your tagline, what I like to call your branding statement or your title. This is 120 characters, and the majority of people just put in their title. Actually, it defaults to your title, to your current title, if you don't actually revise it and create something that's going to be pertinent to you. So in that 120 characters, you should be building a brand and actually using functional words with a little bit of personality to make it really catchy. Then the third thing is your summary, what I like to call your actual story. The most important thing on the LinkedIn profile. You have 2,000 characters, so instead of it all being about your resume and what you've done professionally, start off with something catchy like any good story does. It's okay to have a little bit of personality incorporated into that story.
And let's talk about bringing out your personality on LinkedIn, because through a resume, you can't see that. What's the priority for recruiters and employers to see that personality online?
So it is really important. It is a professional site, so of course it is our career story. But when employers or recruiters go online and they look at your story, they want to see not only how you connect with the skills that you bring forward for a particular job, they also want to see your personality so you can fit with the culture.
We know how important LinkedIn is, but can you provide us some statistics that show how important it is here in Canada in our workplace?
Well, I would just say that, we're over 590 million active people on LinkedIn. Canada rates number 5 in terms of their activity on LinkedIn. So on the bigger scheme of things, 94% of employers will go to your LinkedIn profile and find you and take a look at your LinkedIn profile before they may even go to your resume, because LinkedIn is supposed to be able to give them a holistic view of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Now, to close, what are some top 3 takeaways that you'd like our viewers to walk away with?
So number 1 is engagement. A lot of people just simply, what I like to call, lurk on LinkedIn. They like to go on, they like to look and see what's going on in LinkedIn, but they don't engage. And engagement is really important because that's what helps your algorithm to stay on top. And it also helps you to build community. If you're not engaging, it's very hard to network, it's hard to build those relationships that you need. And engagement, once you start engaging, you don't go back, because you realize that when you're giving and supporting your network, then it's coming back at you. The art of reciprocity is really, really important on LinkedIn. Number 2, make sure that your profile is complete, from the visuals right down to the skills section. They all work together to help you be found in search results. So there are 4 parts of the search algorithm: the tagline, the summary, the skills section, and the experience. So make sure that they are complete. And the last one, make sure that you get some recommendations and testimonials from from people in your professional, academic, or just your circle, people that can actually talk about you, because social recognition is important, and there's a place for that on LinkedIn. And I will add a fourth. Make sure, it's probably the most important thing, but do not live a default life on LinkedIn. Personalize and customize everything. Every time you're making a connection request or a recommendation request, make sure that you are writing a note and not just simply using the general request that's available to you. Put that little effort, because the 30 seconds will make such a big difference.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for everything today.
Thank you.